Hello guys, and welcome to my first submission for the SixManArmy channel. Welcome, I am Lurlian, and I'm going to be introducing you in the world of Starcraft 2. Some of you might be familiar with the game, so I'm not gonna go too far with explaining the basics of this game. Most of you will be familiar with the real-time strategy genre, and that is exactly what this is. I'm going to get this game started. It's a replay of a game that was played a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago. It was a really good game, and I just chose this game to be my introductionary game to the SixManArmy channel. I will be uploading Starcraft 2 content, one game each week. Today we're going to be looking at a relatively short game, but starting from next week we're going to be going into some crazy 30, 40, 50, 60 and maybe even hour-long games. But we're going to have to see how all that works out. For now, this is a pretty short introductionary cast. It's going to be Naniwa versus Nesty. Nesty, like I said, spawning in the top right spawn position as the Teal Zerg, and Naniwa in the bottom left as the Protoss player in the green trunks, as the Total Biscuit would call it. It's a Korean player, Nesty, versus I believe, just an American player, Naniwa. So Korean players are often seen as better than European players and better than the North American players, especially in the early days. Oh, Naniwa misplacing his forge there, has to cancel and rebuild. That's going to make him... Wow, that's actually such an early forge. An 11 forge out of Naniwa. Usually you see the 13 forge or 12 or 14, but definitely not 11. So maybe Naniwa was planning on doing some shenanigans, or maybe you just wanted to get it early to be able to defend against any kind of early aggression. We're gonna have to see how things work out. Nesty's playing very standard, going for a Speedling expand build, I would assume. He's got a spawning pull up. He does not know about this early expansion out of Naniwa just yet. Naniwa building a cannon, and you might be thinking, why is it risky to go for an early second base on this map? Well, because the natural is so wide open. As you can see, there's so many attack routes and things you can come from, and as a Protoss player, it's going to be pretty tough to hold this base. So it would definitely not be too weird to see Nesty go for some kind of a one base play. One base play is generally received as cheesy, but it's definitely a viable strategy. I definitely would not mind seeing Nesty do something crazy, because on this map it's just pretty much impossible to hold this kind of an expansion here. It's definitely a risk Naniwa's taking, and I'm gonna have to see how Nesty responds to it. Starcraft being a game about scouting much more than anything else, and this Overlord by Nesty, we are now watching Nesty's view, is seeing that Nexus, so Nesty is now aware of what's going down, and he might change his plans accordingly. If you're new to StarCraft and you start playing StarCraft on the ladder, one of the first things you learn is the importance of scouting. Always send one of your workers to your opponent's base to find out what he's doing, so you can counter that and prepare for his strategy. That's exactly what we see Naniwa doing now. His probe is scouting the space. He knows Nesty is expanding, but he does not know about this Baneling nest, which is in the main base of Nesty here. Interesting. Gonna have to see how that works out. The probe actually living. Wow, why did he pull his Zerglings back? Not too sure. He could have killed that probe off easily, but this is going to be one lucky probe. He's going to get home and tell the tale of how he went to the Zerg base and returned. This Overlord's taking a few hits. We're probably going to see Nesty position it here later on in this little bit of a gap here. It's impossible for that Overlord to be hit by ground units. Of course, air units will be able to kill it. Overlords are great for scouting information. That's what we're going to see Nesty do. He wants to scout these simulators here and see exactly what's going on. Nesty, in the meantime, is making nothing but Zerglings. As you can see, they are flooding across the map right now. The Baneling nest has finished up, so I'm definitely expecting some Banelings to be coming on the way. And let's see, what does Naniwa do to defend? He's chrono boosting out a Zealot right now. Ooh, is that Zealot gonna see all the Zerglings and maybe even the Banelings? Oh, the Banelings are morphing here on the right side. The Zealot, though, not gonna be seeing it. We're looking at Naniwa's vision right now. He sees nothing, and that is not good for Naniwa. He's not expecting these Banelings to come marching in here. What is his second unit? Oh, he's making another Zealot. And normally this would be pretty good, but to defend against a Baneling Ling all-in, you definitely would have liked to have a Stalker or a Sentry out. But here we go, the Banelings getting in position. Are they going to blow up all these probes? Here they come. Naniwa dropping another pylon, but oh, the second pylon is a little bit late. He does not get the wall off down. And oh no, all these Zerglings and Banelings are streaming into the main base. They're going to be going... What are they going to be going for? I hope to see him kill some probes. And oh dear, how many probes is he going to get? Oh, the probes are bunching up. And oh, these Banelings are going to get so many kills. Oh my god. That was almost the entire probe line. 20 workers were killed by Nesty there. What an amount to be seeing this early in the game. The Protoss is now confined to pretty much one base. The last Baneling blows up there on a Stalker or a Sentry. I'm not even sure what really blew up there. But this Nexus is in so much trouble right now. And Naniwa is going to try his best to keep this Nexus alive. If he loses... Oh, the Sentry, is it going to get surrounded by the Zerglings? No, it's not. Good play there by Naniwa. He wants to buy time for more units to come out. A Stalker is now out. That's going to help him deal with these Zerglings. Oh, this is so risky if it gets surrounded. Ooh, it does not get surrounded though. But Naniwa has to control this perfectly. If the Zerglings get the surround down on that Stalker, that could be the end for Naniwa here. And oh, bam! Gets the surround on the Stalker. He tries to force field his way out of it, but it's not going to be enough, and the Stalker falls. Naniwa is happily mining at this base. He's still in a decent position. He's not out of it by any means. But if he loses this next, it's going to be really tough. Back in Nesty's base, we see he's been droning up like a madman. He knows he's done some critical damage, and he just wants to drone up a little bit, not too much, of course, because there could still be a counter-roll incoming. Whether these Banelings going to blow up on the Stalker, they were not really sure what to blow up on. And oh, is the Sentry going to fall? Oh, yes, it is. There's still 2 Zerglings left, but with the Zealot there, he's going to be able to keep this Nexus alive. Nesty still droning, getting a 3rd base. So what you see here is Nesty doing a critical amount of damage to a Protoss player, and then just expanding. He's going to be on 3 bases versus the 2 base Protoss. He has way more workers. Taking a look at the unit tab, we can see 44 drones for our Zerg player, only 19 probes for Naniwa here. So our foreign hero here is a little bit in a little bit of trouble. Foreign, by the way, is a term used for any non-Korean StarCraft 2 player, because there's just so many good Korean players. And here we go, another 2 Banelings. Are they going to be able to kill more probes? Looks like they are, but how... Oh dear! Another at least 6 probes going down there, and that's a little bit uncharacteristic for an Naniwa here, getting damaged by another 2 Banelings, putting him even further behind. As you can see, 22 workers. Our Zerg player is double the workers right now, and when a Zerg player is double the worker count of a Protoss, that is not good. The only thing that Naniwa can really do right now is go for a big gateway all-in, and that's exactly what we see him do. He's getting 3 gates down. That's going to make him go up to 4. He's not even making probes, so... It's going to be a 4-gate off 2 base with some gas, but he's not mining too much. Wow, he's actually dropping a 5th gateway. I'm not even sure if he can support that. And a 6th one as well. Naniwa, I'm not really liking this out of you. He cannot support production out of all of this, because he only has the low amount of probes that he does. He's sending 4 Zealots. He's making a proxy pylon as well. He might be able to deny this base. It's going to be close, though. A lot of Zerglings are out for Nesty. He's making 8 Lings, and with those 8 Lings and this group and the Queen, I do think he will be able to stop these Zealots. Zealots, of course, very good against Zerglings, but there's just too many Zerglings right now. 88 supply for Nesty and only 37 for Naniwa, who is now starting to warp in his gateways in his main base. That's going to give him production. This proxy pylon is going to be used to warp in some more Zealots, but I don't think it's really going to be enough here. It's going to be so tough for him. There's so many Zerglings, and even a few Roaches out right now. They're going to be really great, and it's going to come down to some force fields. How are the force fields? The force fields are decent. A few Zerglings slip by and manage to kill the sentries off. These Zealots are killing some workers, but it's not going to be enough. 10 workers killed by Naniwa, but 30 by Nesty. And I do think we're going to be seeing the GG out of Naniwa soon, because he's just too far behind. He doesn't have a follow-up. He doesn't have any tech. He doesn't have another base. He doesn't have enough workers. He doesn't even have gases taken at his natural base. So I do expect to see the GG out of Naniwa. He's desperately trying to warp in some more sentries and some Zealots, but 4 Roaches already out. More Zerglings and Roaches on the way. Even a Spinecrawler up here. Nesty is just playing so safe. He knows he's way ahead. He knows he's dealing with an all-in. And, yeah, fantastically played by Nesty here. We're going to see him take this game relatively soon. Might as well let this play out a little bit, because why not? talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to be doing next week. This was a little bit of an introductionary cast. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pretty short game, and the short games are usually the least fun to watch in StarCraft 2. So definitely stay tuned for more content for me next week. And there's the GG out of Naniwa. He's going to be leaving the game, and Nesty is going to be winning this one. I hope you enjoyed my quick introductionary cast. Like I said a few times already, usually I produce way better content because my games are longer, but we really felt that a short video would be better to start with. So if you're interested in StarCraft 2 and RTS in general, you should definitely sub to this channel and keep an eye on it. I've got a YouTube channel as well. You can add me there, Lurlian TV, and that's going to be it. I will hopefully see you guys